Good morning. It is Friday, December the 19th. Here's what we're working on. Halton police are warning of a spike in thefts from homes backing onto parks and trails.
I'm Simone Gavros reporting live at Toronto Pearson Airport with all the tips you need to navigate this busy holiday travel season.
Caps have to escape the zone. Chipper's going to take it in himself. Scores! Wow.
And the Capitals shut out the struggling Maple Leafs.
We already have really changing conditions on this Friday morning. So it was pouring rain when the three of us came in this morning, and now it's pouring snow.
It is, and temperature has really been falling. The winds have just shifted around, and that's what's really giving us that little blast of snow right now.
The winds have taken the lid to our garbage can.
Exactly.
I looked all over for it this morning. It's gone.
Normally my garbage cans are fine, but this morning it was like, oh, wait a second here. Where is everything? And we're going to have really strong winds for the day today. Winds will gust to about 70 kilometers an hour. In some areas could be 80 kilometers an hour, Niagara Falls, Simcoe, Cayuga. So it could be some damaging winds for the day. But yeah, the story today is the falling temperatures. Now, we were 9 degrees this morning at about 2 o'clock. And that was almost a record breaker for the daytime high for this time of year. But the temperatures have steadily fallen. We're now sitting at 1 degree at the moment, and we're going to continue to fall to -3, wind chill -14 later on today. So turning a lot colder as the day progresses, and we're getting that little blast of snow. We could get flurries on and off, maybe about 2 centimeters. And tonight, again, another couple of centimeters. Tomorrow, it gets a little bit milder. So it's up and down, and we'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. Right now, traffic is doing fine, but be really careful because we had that nice melt. Now we're getting the freezing, so the roads could get treacherous. 403 Waterdown Road, nothing to see right there. We'll check some MTO traffic cameras, see if we can find anything. Nikola Tesla Boulevard's doing fine. You're getting a lot of spray coming off the tires at you. Look here at south of 2. This is the North Shore Boulevard camera looking at the Skyway Bridge. And we'll flip ahead to third line. Nope, not a lot happening right now except the freezing temperatures. So be careful, very careful. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, Halton police this morning are warning of a spike in thefts from homes near parks and trails, and they've released a video on social media with tips on how to prevent them.
Keep doors, windows, and fence gates locked, and consider installing shatter-resistant glass film. Use a home security system with an audible alarm and outdoor motion lighting. Leave lights or music on when you head out to maintain the appearance that your home is occupied.
Police believe organized groups of thieves are breaking in during the day and at night, using green spaces and trail systems to get away without people seeing them.
An organized theft ring that targeted Shoppers Drug Marts in Hamilton and across Canada has been busted. Hamilton police released this video showing more than $1 million worth of items stolen from Shoppers Drug Marts, then distributed through a huge commercial liquidation warehouse in Brampton and other wholesalers. The crime group is believed to be responsible for hundreds of thefts across Ontario, in Quebec and BC since February of last year. 21 people ranging in age from 15 to 75 face 175 charges. Besides things like cosmetics, razors, and electric toothbrushes, police also seized 6 vehicles.
Not to be confused with smash and grab style jewelry break-ins or robberies of that nature. This is definitely an attempt to be covert, filling bags and using undergarments, etc., to be able to conceal the product and then leave the store.
Shoppers Drug Mart was definitely their #1 target, and they tried to be as covert as possible in their thefts, again by using different garments and different bags to defeat security sensors that are already in the stores.
Police say most of the suspects were related. At one point, up to 9 of them lived together in one home.
2 young teens in St. Catharines are missing. Niagara police say 13-year-old Sophia Bennett on the right in this photo and 14-year-old Selena Daniel on the left are believed to be together. They were last seen Thursday morning in Welland. Both are white, about 5'4", with shoulder-length hair. Police say they are especially concerned about their safety because of the girls' young ages.
The family of a 22-year-old Niagara College graduate who went missing at the Mont-Tremblant, Quebec ski resort more than 10 months ago is renewing efforts to find him. Liam Toman's family say they will publish an open letter today to remind the public he's still missing. Toman disappeared on February 2nd at the popular ski resort during a trip with friends. Liam's parents recently said they hope someone who was at the resort around the same time might remember an important detail that could help in their search. They're encouraging the public to go through their phones and social media for pictures, text messages, or conversations that might unearth new clues about the case. An anonymous donor is offering $50,000 for information leading to his whereabouts.
4 people are wanted after a shooting on the Red Hill Valley Trail in East Hamilton. That was the sound of gunfire captured on a door cam early yesterday. Police believe more than 30 shots were fired on the trail near Melvin Avenue and Talbot Street around 4 in the morning. Several people were seen leaving the path around that time.
We're searching for 4 individuals that were last seen exiting that wooded area that we were at this morning at approximately the same time as the shots rang out. They departed in a black SUV.
No one was injured, and there are no reports of damage from the gunfire. Vigil is set for tonight for a Hamilton boy killed in a collision with an HSR bus last week. It's being organized by the family of 7-year-old Max Samoa. They're inviting people to bring a candle or a glow stick to Max's favorite park, J.C. Beamer Park at the corner of Victoria and Wilson. The vigil starts tonight at 7:30. The boy died in hospital after he was run over shortly after getting off a bus. An HSR bus Thursday afternoon of last week. It happened at Wilson and Emerald Streets. Hamilton police say neither the bus driver nor the child's caregiver contributed to the incident. Health Canada is tightening controls on chemicals and equipment used to make illegal drugs. New rules will force licensed sellers to report suspicious purchases and actively prevent diversion of precursor chemicals. Health Canada is also restricting access to things like pill presses and key machine parts by requiring importers to register them. Police have flagged a rise in fentanyl that's being made in Canada, not just smuggled in. The changes are meant to disrupt organized crime groups by choking off access to the tools they use to manufacture the drugs. Well, we are in the start of holiday travel season at Toronto's Pearson International Airport. The airport expects to see 3.2 million travelers come through the terminals starting this week until the 5th of January. Simone Gavros is there, and it's already busy.
Yeah, and I mean, even the drive here to Terminal 1 departures, it was busy, and you're already seeing people with their luggage heading inside the airport, getting ready to go on their vacation, whether it's to somewhere like a nice warm destination or to see family for the holidays. Now, that number that you mentioned, that breaks down to around 171,000 people per day on some of the busiest travel days here at Pearson Airport. So the airport is giving some people tips and recommendations to make sure that their travel experience goes smoothly. Now, of course, number 1, make sure you arrive early to the airport. You want to arrive at least 2 hours for those domestic flights and 3 hours before an international flight. If you're checking a bag, double check the baggage limits with that carrier before heading out to make sure that you don't run into any additional expenses when you get here. If you're headed to the U.S., Pearson Airport recommends using the mobile passport control app. And as always, make sure to check your flight before coming to the airport if weather is a concern. Now, Pearson Airport says that especially around the winter seasons, it's going to be something that to definitely check for if you are heading out, to make sure if there's snow, especially today with the conditions getting a little bit colder, so it might be a little bit slick on the runways. But Pearson Airport is always updating travelers on their X page, so definitely check for that for those real-time updates. Coming up a little bit later this morning, I'll be talking to travelers to see what they're most looking forward to for today and the holiday season. For now, things back over to you, Rick.
Thanks, Simone. It was another rough outing for the Maple Leafs, who fired blanks in D.C.
Caps have to escape the zone. Chipper's going to take it in himself. Scores! Wow. Jacob Chipper doubles down on the night.
Chychrun scored twice. Logan Thompson stopped 22 shots for his second shutout of the season as the Washington Capitals silenced Toronto 4-0. Chychrun's second goal of the game, which made it 3-0 in the third period, was his 14th of the season. That ties him with Alex Ovechkin for second on the Caps, behind Tom Wilson's 17. Chychrun nearly completed the hat trick, but hit the post with about 3.5 minutes to play. A couple of days after the Sabres sent GM Kevin Adams packing, the team responded with a 5-3 win over Philadelphia. Tage Thompson scored his team-leading 17th goal of the year as Buffalo won for the 4th time in a row. Wasn't all good news, though. Sabres D-man Connor Timmins broke his left leg in the third period and is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. Toronto Raptors are returning home after a successful 2-game mini road trip.
Even though you lead by 5, can't be sloppy. Close this quarter appropriately. Scotty. Oh, Scotty B.
Scotty Barnes had 24 points and 11 rebounds to lead the Raps to their second win in a row, 111-105 in Milwaukee. Brandon Ingram scored a game-high 29 points as Toronto handed the Bucks their 12th loss in 15 games. Milwaukee played a 5th straight game without Giannis Antetokounmpo as the two-time MVP recovers from a strained right calf. The Rams and Seahawks put their names in the hat for Game of the Year consideration in the NFL. After building a 30-14 lead by the fourth quarter, it looked like LA was going to run away with last night's NFC West showdown in Seattle. The Seahawks, though, began to mount an epic comeback midway through the fourth quarter when Rashid Shaheed returned a punt for a touchdown that ignited the boisterous crowd. About 90 seconds later, Sam Darnold threw a 26-yard touchdown to A.J. Barner to pull the Seahawks to within 2. They're tied with a 2-point conversion. Matthew Stafford then threw his third TD of the game to Puka Nacua. He finished the game with 12 catches, 225 yards, and 2 scores to give the Rams a 37-30 lead in overtime. But Seattle answered with a touchdown of their own. And instead of trying to tie the game with an extra point, the Seahawks tried another 2-point conversion for the win.
Warner in motion. Darnold throws. For the 2 points. Eric Saubert.
Seattle had a 3% chance of winning the game when they trailed 30-14 in the fourth, but they come all the way back to stun the Rams 38-37 in OT. They now lead the NFC at 12-3. James Petrovsky scored 2 goals, both on the power play, and Easton Rye made 40 stops as Peterborough Petes beat the Niagara Ice Dogs 5-2. Riley Patterson scored both goals for Niagara, who lost their 3rd straight game. The Ice Dogs host Flint tonight at 7 at the Meridian Centre, while the Brantford Bulldogs visit Kingston. Bulldogs forwards Jake O'Brien and Merrick Van Acker have both been cut from Canada's World Junior Hockey Team following Wednesday's 2-1 win over Sweden. In Allen Cup hockey action last night, Burlington's Alex Hutchings scored in overtime as the Wentworth Griffins clipped the St. Catharines Saints 6-5, and the Blue Bombers have re-signed 32-year-old Canadian receiver Nick Dembski to a 2-year contract extension. Toronto Rock Lacrosse is back. The Rock are playing all their home games at the brand new TD Coliseum, and their next home game is next Saturday, December 27th for Retro Rewind Night. Here's your chance to win tickets to a Toronto Rock home game. To enter, head to chch.com/contests. Good luck.
6:13 is the time, and it is Friday, and what a Friday it's going to be. 19th of December. We'll talk about the forecast in a second. First, it's a look at traffic. 403 and Waterdown Road. You can see wetness. We've had rain throughout the overnight. Now we're getting some snow as it gets colder, but no problems with traffic volume right there. To our MTO traffic cameras, and we'll start in St. Catharines at the 406. Yep, wet roads there, but no problems. Really not any flurry activity right there. As you get farther toward Hamilton, Nikola Tesla Boulevard is moving nicely. We're getting some snow flurries in this area. Fairview Street looks good. East of Royal Windsor, lots of spray coming off the tires, and the QEW at Cooksville Creek looks pretty good at the moment. So let's get to the temperature that we have right now. We were 9 degrees this morning at 2 o'clock, and we're sitting right now right on the freezing mark. So the temperature has really come down. We had some heavy downpours, some heavy rain, but now that's cycling over into some snow as everything starts to freeze up. And that's what's going to be the problem for the day today as that wind picks up. West-southwest 32 at the moment for Hamilton, but a special weather statement, actually a wind warning in effect for Niagara Falls, Simcoe, Simcoe, Cayuga could get wind gusts to 90 kilometers an hour today as that cold front goes through. So for school today, last day of school for, before the Christmas break starts on Monday. Snow today, we could get a couple of centimeters. It is going to be windy, and the temperature will fall to -3 by later on, and a wind chill of -14. It's going to get cold. We've had the rain, which is the green throughout the overnight, but just notice the blue starting to come into the Horseshoe, into the Hamilton area. That's as the temperature falls with that cold front going through. The winds are shifting around from the south to the west, becoming very strong and pulling in that much colder air. So no dawdling this morning. Get out there and get to where you have to go, but take it carefully. We'll hit these values later on today. -2, 3, 4, -5 and 6 for Kitchener and Guelph. Wind chill, as I said today, about -14 this afternoon. 2 centimeters today, another couple of centimeters tonight as it gets cold. Hamilton will hit -8 with a wind chill of -15. And then tomorrow, for Saturday, we're looking at a bit of sunshine, and actually we'll climb again. We'll hit the plus side, 2 degrees, 1 to 2 for the Halton, Peel, Toronto, and into Niagara, we'll hit 4. So it gets milder for the day tomorrow. So out the door this morning, 19th of December, we are looking at light snow, windy conditions, temperature right on the freezing mark right now. Long range coming up. Annette, Rick.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, coming up after the break, Canada and the United States are set to resume trade talks next month. We'll look at how it's expected to go and what it means. Welcome back to Morning Live. In overseas trading this morning, the Canadian dollar is down slightly to 72.48 cents U.S. Gold is down $9 an ounce, and oil is down 18 cents to $55.81 a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, modest gains in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
Asian markets all up today with the Nikkei leading the way, closing up more than 500 points. North American markets all closed higher yesterday with the TSX gaining 190 points.
Canada is going to begin formal trade negotiations with the United States next month ahead of a review of the Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade agreement. A statement from Prime Minister Mark Carney's office says Internal Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc will meet with U.S. counterparts. Carney met yesterday with provincial leaders to update them on the talks with the states. The Prime Minister has said trade issues of concern flagged by the U.S. are part of a, quote, much bigger discussion about continental trade.
Statistics Canada set to release its figures for October retail sales later this morning. The agency's advanced estimate released last month had suggested retail sales were relatively unchanged in October. Retail sales in September fell 0.7% to $69.8 billion. Experts have said retail sales are heading into the holiday season on shaky footing.
Canada's federal banking regulator has held its domestic stability buffer unchanged at 3.5%. So what is that? Well, the buffer is the amount of money that Canada's 6 biggest banks have to keep on hand in case of economic shock. The Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions says Canadian household debt relative to income is still high, but it's stable. It also says corporate debt growth in Canada has moderated.
TikTok has signed a deal to sell its U.S. assets to a group of American investors. That's what the CEO of the popular platform told employees in a memo yesterday. The agreement would appear to wrap up a long process that began with President Donald Trump in his first term. In recent months, finalizing a deal has been a key component in broader negotiations between the United States and China. A Biden-era law passed last year required the U.S. version of TikTok to be separated from its parent company, ByteDance. If not, TikTok faced a ban in the U.S.
And starting next month, YouTube will no longer supply data to Billboard's music charts. YouTube's global head of music says the formula that Billboard uses to make its charts doesn't put enough value on ad-supported streams. To date, streams listened to by free users who see ads have been considered less valuable or important than paid subscribers. YouTube says it will stop data delivery to Billboard starting January 16th.
Now we're going to take a quick break. Brian is going to return with your traffic update and your 7-day weather forecast. Good morning.
24 minutes after 6 o'clock already on this Friday, the 19th of December. Here's a look at some traffic cameras. QEW and 405 going through St. Catharines. Nothing to see there. Very light volume. Lots of spray coming off the tires here south of 2. That's the North Shore Boulevard camera. Looking back at the Skyway, still getting some precipitation through here. Third line looks good. Erin Mills Parkway through Mississauga will dip into the 403. No problems right there at the moment. Traffic is still fairly light this morning, but we are getting some precipitation. Some areas still getting some rain, but the Hamilton area is getting some snow right now because look at the temperature for Hamilton. We're sitting at 0. Now, that colder air is coming at us from the west, so Hamilton's at the west end of the lake. The rest to the east of us, they haven't got the cold air yet. So 0 Hamilton, 2 Mississauga, 4 for both Grimsby and for Toronto. Seasonal temperatures now are 0 for the daytime high, -7 for the overnight low. But wait a minute. Look at that record high for today. Record high for today is 8.8. Now, we got to 9.1 this morning at 2 o'clock. So we've broken that record today already, but that's the way that's going to be today as the temperature falls. Those are our sun times, by the way. So we'll hit -1 for the first bell with some flurries, -3 for after school, but oh, don't be fooled with that wind. -3 today is going to feel like -14, so it's going to get bitterly cold this afternoon. We'll get maybe a couple of centimeters. -8 tonight, wind chill -15. Tomorrow we climb to the plus side, 2 degrees, mainly cloudy, and then as winter arrives, we fall back. -5 only for Sunday as winter comes in. We'll get some flurries. Then 0, 5, 1, and 8 degrees, all the way to 8 with some rain for Christmas Day. That's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
Thanks, Brian. Scientists in Norway are using drones as a sort of a breathalyzer for whales.
Researchers at Nord University are launching drones in the Arctic Ocean to collect exhaled droplets, or blow, when whales surface for air. Their work has detected an infectious virus that's been linked to mass strandings of whales, dolphins, and porpoises around the world. This is the first time this virus has been detected above the Arctic Circle. The team hopes the drones can help spot deadly threats to marine mammals long before they start to spread.
Now, why didn't these researchers call in Dory from Finding Nemo?
Well,
because she speaks whale.
She speaks whale.
Could have found out the answers right then and there.
That's a pretty cool job to do, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very cool.
Stay with us. More to come after the break here on Morning Live. Good morning.